Thank you for joining the Friends I View. My name is Shaun. I'm with my buddy Jose.
Hello, hello.
So I picked out this movie, Predestination.
Yes.
It was funny because I had a friend over and we were watching the movie.
Okay.
They wanted to watch a movie, so I accidentally picked this movie subconsciously to watch it. So I'd actually watched it before I thought I was going to watch it. So how did you rate this bad boy? We'll start off with that.
You know, you know how I feel about being entertained, and I was slightly with this movie, so I would rate it a 7. I would. I thought it was good enough for me to rate it a 7, not so much as an 8 because there were still questions that I may have had, but entertainment, but entertainment wise or entertaining myself, I would say 7. Yes.
Now, for me, for seven's a tough one for me because that means I would actually put money on it. I'd actually purchase a ticket and watch it.
Yes, I know.
See, that's a tough one because the thing is, it has Ethan Hawke in it. He's a pretty decent actor.
Yes, he is.
His movies are usually pretty good, so there'd be some level of interest. It would have to be 6.5, maybe 7.
Okay.
I might, just because, like I said, Ethan Hawke is a great actor.
Sure.
Movies usually don't disappoint.
Yep.
Some of my favorites are like Lord of War and different things like that, But, but there's definitely challenges with the story.
Yes.
Like the problem. Like, I'm confused what the problem truly was.
Okay.
I think what the problem that they were trying to solve was what her place in the world is.
Yes.
I thought how they solved it was weird as hell. Okay.
Yes.
And I like pushing genres. I like pushing stories.
Okay.
Giving me something I don't expect.
Yes.
I did not expect that stuff, and that didn't even make sense to me at all as to why they even went that route.
Yes.
Like
it freaked me out, to be honest.
yeah, no, she grows up and she meets a man.
Sure.
That man is actually her in the future.
Crazy.
Because he ended up having a sex change.
Crazy.
Because not of choice, but because of some natural thing that I don't know if it happens. If it does, and I'm sure it's something that can happen.
Yes.
But you're talking about like the 0.000000001% chance.
Yes.
They went with that. So,
when it first started, he's in his bar, and I'm sitting there like, oh, okay, so where's this going? Then he goes into the back room. Then he starts to do the traveling thing, and I'm like, okay, so this is a movie based on time travel, okay, which, brought me back to Looper with Bruce Willis, and, which was a great movie in itself, but I digressed. But after the first 35, 40 minutes of this movie, I'm like, wow. And then just blown away when it's revealed that he is the girl. That's the girl is the he, and he may be the bomber. And I'm sitting there like, wow. So that's why I gave it a 7. Because
he kissed the girl. So he kissed himself.
Yes.
Fell in love with himself.
Isn't that something?
And impregnated himself.
And
took the baby. Took the baby. I'm like,
yes.
I'm like, look, I'm all for twist. I really am.
Of course, yes. But man,
twists have got to make sense and be rational to me.
Yeah.
And there's no level of rationale of just saying that shit. Like, you win, you win, fell in love with yourself and impregnated yourself and then stole your baby.
Yes. Yeah.
So like, just saying that.
It's mind-boggling. It is, and it's like, in essence, he's just chasing himself.
Yeah, that's the whole movie.
So I'm like, wow.
I mean, eventually he becomes the agent, and it's like then he killed his bomber self. And
Yeah.
it's just like,
I mean, based on what I've seen in movies that, that can change the future with one incident happening in the past, I don't think that it would be possible if he kills himself as the bomber for any of that to happen. But then it did happen later in life that he did kill the bomber. So could all of that still have happened in the future?
see, in science, the belief is that if you transverse, then it creates a new branch, like a simultaneous thing.
Okay. So you are able to exist in both branches.
I don't know.
See?
The problem is atoms can't. Atoms can exist in the same, like multiple different, at the same time, multiple different places. So I don't know. But what is unrealistic about me isn't him going into the past or whatever, because like Looper, he went and killed himself.
Sure.
But he knew once he did that, his life ended at that point.
Yes.
Like that's as much life as he was going to get.
Yes.
Which, since time travel and everything is very hypothetical, it's all theoretical science at this point. And we have belief systems of what we think would happen. That makes more sense to me because you killed your future version of you. That's, when you're going to die.
Yeah.
Whereas with this one,
it was just an endless loop.
It's endless of just chaos that don't make sense. And she started off as a female, then became a male, and had sperm. She gave a baby. She made a baby, impregnated herself. You're just like,
and it doesn't go on to explain when this loop started. So, but that's why I gave it a 7, because I was so taken aback. I was like, man, really? I almost had to watch it again. And there's some parts I did rewind. So did I just get what I just thought I got?
It was weird to me.
Yeah, it was, but it was entertaining. You know how I am with something that keeps me.
Yeah. No, like,
I'm like, I'm all for it.
I mean, it wasn't bad as far as dialogue. Obviously, had some actors in it.
Yes.
Ethan did a great job fucking himself, impregnating himself, and killing himself, and retiring himself at the same time. No, like, he played his part good, like the way that I would expect Ethan's characters to be played. Like, there was really good, good everything. The problem just was none of it made fucking sense to me.
Sure.
And you see that a lot in movies and TV shows. Like, they'll do the twist, which I like twists. And the screenplays I write, I put in twist there.
Of course.
But the twist makes sense. I hate it when they just put in twists that just sound like they're putting in twists and they didn't give much thought to the twists.
Exactly.
Why it should be there. There's no real sense to it all. I know Blacklist did this shit to me. Because that was one of my favorite TV shows up to like season 4.
Really? I enjoyed all of them, actually.
After season 5, I didn't even bother because Raymond Reddington, in my head, is her father. Okay?
Yes.
Apparently, it turns out to be, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but it turns out to be her mother. That to me just doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever, because everything and all things pointed to this is her father.
Yes, that is true.
And if they would have left it at that, in my head, that would have gone down as one of the greatest series ever written.
Mm-hmm.
Not the only great series, but up there with the tops.
Yes.
The dialogue was great, the actors, everything. But what they do is they like to do these twists and twists to try to see how twisted we can make it.
Yes.
No, twists are good. We like to be caught off guard. But in every fucking movie,
everything explainable.
It has to be believable.
Yes, exactly.
In our heads.
Sure.
And none of us are thinking, hey, this person's going to turn into a dude, go back in the past, impregnate her himself, and then take the baby.
Which I don't, I've never ever saw.
And I don't even understand why they took the baby.
True.
Like,
but you're right, because I've never heard of a person who had a transgender operation that was able to produce, like a male turning into a female is not able to use eggs, and a
only
turning into a male is not able to produce sperm. So, that's
the way that they kind of pitched it was probably the only possibility that it could is if they were truly asexual. Meaning,
sure,
they actually had both
male and female, like what, a hermaphrodite? I think that's correct.
Yes. Which is not the majority of people. That is a very, very, very small case. Does it happen? Yes.
Yeah.
Which the way that they pitched it was how it happened.
Yeah.
Was that they removed her uterus after the child was born.
Mm-hmm.
And then the male parts were still there.
Yes.
And so that's the only possible, to me, that's the only possible way scientifically that shit could happen.
Yeah.
So that was believable. But like all that other shit. And then what was confusing about the organizations, right? Because she tried to go into the Space Corps.
Yes.
To be a whore.
Sure.
That's really what it was.
Yeah.
And they disqualified her,
Yeah.
And the Space Corps didn't even exist. So what was that, like a government sanctioned prostitution ring? And then she went back to try to go in as a male when she became a male, so she could be a pilot, an astronaut, gets shut down, goes into writing, and then magically, somehow, some way, a future version of her came back and basically enlisted her.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense because just the rationality, like she's still going through her life. You know what I'm saying? She's going through her life. A future version of her can't possibly recruit her,
of course,
into an organization unless she was already in that organization. Somebody else had to recruit her into the organization so she can do whatever she does, get the face change, then go back and impregnate herself.
Yes.
So there was a lot of, to me, inconsistencies and plot and storyline. Like I said, it's not like the movie's boring, because it's not.
Of course.
There's actually quite a bit about it that's actually very good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just the
concept.
The whole concept around the time traveling.
Yes.
Should have been done completely different.
Okay.
And could have made more sense, because there are plenty of time traveling movies which make sense to some level. Even the Time Traveler's Wife, which doesn't to me make a lot of sense, but it still made more sense than this.
Yes.
And in that one, he has a biological thing in him where he just jumps naturally, which gives a new concept other than I'm going to get in the time machine, or I'm going to have a, and what is it always, why is it always like a violin case?
I don't
It's
know.
like it's like it's like I swear to God, like every single like time traveler movie, like
Know something.
since
Maybe they know something we don't.
since Back to the Future. Back to the Future had a car, which was cool.
Yeah.
Shitty car, but cool concept. But like I think I've seen like 4 or 5, maybe 6, possibly. I don't know. I'd have to figure it out. But it seems to me that they always pick the violin case as the.
I don't remember. Let me see. Looper wasn't one. Wasn't a
Oh, I swear, like I've seen it before.
really? Wow. I don't know if I have or not. I'd have to double check. I have to.
Like I swear, I've seen it before.
Wow.
It's a time traveling suitcase or time traveling violin case.
Wow.
Why don't they go time traveling saxophone case? Because the saxophone is a far superior instrument. You know?
Yeah. So, what did you think, or why do you think he became the bomber? It wasn't the time travel that
No, see, that's the thing too. It's like trying to link that. It didn't make sense.
made him crazy, jumping back in time, and he probably freaked him out. I don't know.
No, I mean you can apply that.
Yeah.
That to me like was a problem in the plot.
Yeah.
Because the bomber was him too. Like the dude can't be everybody in the goddamn movie, okay?
And that's what made it crazy for me. I feel like it's
Like-
level.
They're like, we're gonna make a movie
Right.
that the main protagonist is the antagonist.
I'm just glad I wasn't drinking during the watching of this movie because I would have been like, oh no, I can't. I gotta wait.
And he's every aspect of this movie.
Of course. Yeah.
So we're like, my question is why, like, how many characters did you have? You had like 4 characters, if I remember. Like, you didn't have a lot of characters. 5 characters, 6 maybe.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was other supporting cast, but they weren't major roles. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but those were just fillers, at the hospital,
yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, no, I'm all for making sure that you utilize your cast. But damn, you utilize them all for one story about one person, and like the dude was the protagonist and antagonist, and it wasn't even a psychological thriller.
Yeah.
Like psychological thrillers, you'll see that because it's usually an internal struggle.
Yep.
But it's like, nah, you're like, I don't know, you're gonna be the protagonist, antagonist, they're gonna be the baby's daddy, they're gonna be the recruiter, they're gonna be the bomber, they're gonna be like, I'm surprised they didn't have him recruit himself. No, like, no, not just they did have recruiters, but I'm saying like he had another person in the organization, right?
Yeah, he did. Yep.
It would have been funnier. Why stop now if that dude turned out to be like he started the whole organization and organization as well. So it's like that's the only thing they missed. If they would have just did that, then the main character would have done every aspect of the movie.
Yeah, it was for me. It was entertaining. Although we did answer the questions that we had about it. It could have been a little bit better. But
A little bit,
yeah, well, just
like
could have been a little bit better.
yeah, it could have been a lot better at the rewrite.
Yeah, true.
Like no, I mean I commend them trying to think outside the box and give us something different.
Yeah,
Because it was definitely different.
yes, it was.
There was definitely no movie that I can recall of that went that route.
Sure.
Probably never again.
Yes.
But it is 2024,
And who knows?
which means anything is possible.
That is true.
But yeah, no, like a serious rewrite would have been my particular. And the only reason why, like I said, I give it even the score that I give it,
Yeah,
it's because it wasn't an overall bad movie.
sure.
There was a lot of problems with the plot. It did actually keep you interested. Like I said, I like Ethan Hawke as a actor. I think he hasn't been in a lot of stuff recently. I don't think.
Yeah.
But I know he used to be in a lot of things. It was just, it was always Ethan Hawke starring Bruce Willis, Ethan Hawke. You know, it's like the whole fucking thing. You know?
I still thought he did a great job in Training Day with Denzel Washington as well. So,
no, that was his most notorious one.
Yes, exactly.
They won awards for that movie.
Yeah, exactly right.
But like I said, he's not a bad actor. It's just this was insane.
It was interesting, but I still would have to give it a hells to the because at least you should watch it at least once, and then and just see how.
I mean, if you ever wanted to know how to impregnate yourself, this is the movie.
This is the movie to do so.
It would tell you the necessary requirements for you to marry.
Exactly.
You fall in love with yourself, impregnate yourself, ghost yourself, steal your baby, and kill yourself.
Kill yourself. Yeah. It was interesting indeed.
All right, so until next week.
Yes, sir. Have a great week. I will pick out the movie either today or tomorrow, and we'll just have to do the podcast late Sunday when I return.
Sounds good, buddy.
All right, man. Have a great week, Big Shaun.
You too.
We'll talk soon. All right.